Picture this. You are standing in front of a native English speaker. They smile, they wave, and they say hello.
Right.
And instantly your brain just turns into this frantic, panicked calculator.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You are searching for the right subject.
Yeah.
Then you try to find the right verb. And then, you worry about the tense, the preposition, the grammar rules.
There's a lot.
It is. And by the time you do all of that, that grammar math in your head, the moment has passed. There is just an awkward silence. Why do we do this to ourselves?
Well, we do it because traditional language learning trains us to build every single sentence from zero.
Right. From scratch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it like this. You are trying to build the car while you are already driving down the highway at 60 miles an hour.
Wow. Yes.
You're attaching the doors and checking the engine while trying to steer. Of course you freeze up. It is simply too much pressure for anyone's brain.
That is the exact trap we want to help you escape today. So welcome to this deep dive. Today we're exploring a very practical source. It is a guide to 50 English sentences you actually need for everyday life.
Yes, very practical.
And the mission for this deep dive is to change how you think about speaking English.
Because native English speakers rarely do grammar math. When they are chatting in daily life, they do not build sentences one word at a time.
They don't.
No, not at all. Instead, they use ready-made phrases. These are just blocks of words they have heard thousands of times.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, they just grab the whole block and use it without thinking about the individual grammar parts at all.
Now, before we jump into these phrases, we have one strict rule for you listening right now. Do not try to memorize all 50 sentences today.
Please don't.
That will just cause more stress. Just listen, relax, and treat this deep dive as a practice session.
Yeah, we want you to practice something called shadowing. Shadowing is simple. When you hear a useful phrase today, we will pause. We want you to repeat the phrase out loud right after us.
Just repeat it.
Right. Do not worry about perfect grammar. Just copy the sound and the rhythm of the words.
To prove how powerful ready-made phrases are, I think the best place to start is the most common situation in the entire world, which is saying hello.
Definitely.
Let's do a short role play. We are old friends. We just bumped into each other on the street. Here we go. Oh, wow. Long time no see.
Hey. It is good to see you. How is it going?
It is going well, thanks. What have you been up to?
Oh, just working and reading. How was your day?
Let's stop the role play right there.
That was easy.
It felt completely natural, right? And it was entirely made of ready-made blocks. Let's practice a few. First, I said, long time no see. I will say it. And you, the listener, repeat it out loud. Long time no see.
Notice how the rhythm flows there. It is a very warm, casual way to say, I have not seen you in a long time.
Exactly.
Then I replied with another classic block. I said, it is good to see you. And how's it going?
Try saying that one out loud, everyone. How is it going?
It just means, how are you?
Right. Now, I have to admit something about my own language journey.
Oh, what is that?
Well, I used to freeze when someone asked me, what have you been up to? I always felt like they were expecting a full 20-minute story about my life. I would panic trying to translate my whole week.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that panic is so common because textbooks teach us to give complete, detailed answers.
They really do.
But in real life, a greeting is just a social ritual. It is not an interview. When someone asks, what have you been up to? They just want a short, friendly opening so you can start talking.
That is so relieving.
Yeah, saying not much or just working is a perfect response.
That removes so much pressure. So let's say the conversation gets started, the other person is telling a story. If I just stand there silently, it feels awkward.
Very awkward.
But I don't want to interrupt with a big, complicated sentence,
Right, because a conversation is kind of like a game of tennis. When they hit the ball to you,
Yeah.
you have to hit it back gently just to show you're paying attention.
Ah, I like that.
For this, you need everyday reaction phrases. If they share good news, you can use a simple block like, that sounds great.
Let's shadow that. Repeat after me. That sounds great.
Or if they say something shocking or surprising, you can say, no way.
Wait, if I say no way, does that mean I think they are lying? Like, no, I do not believe you.
Well, the literal words mean that, yes.
Mm.
But the emotional meaning is completely different.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In English, no way just means, wow, I am amazed. It is usually a very positive, happy surprise.
Let's test that. We have a quick quiz for you, the listener. Imagine your friend just told you they want a free vacation to a beautiful island.
Nice.
Which phrase would you use here to react? Would you say exactly? Or would you say no way?
Give it a second.
Mm.
Your friend want a free trip. You want to show you are amazed.
If you guessed, no way, you are perfectly correct. Let's try shadowing it with some energy. Ready? No way.
Great job. Other great reaction blocks include, really.
Oh!
That is interesting, and I did not know that.
And when you agree with their story, you need agreeing phrases, right?
Exactly. If they say the traffic was terrible today, you simply grab an agreeing block, like, I totally agree, or, exactly.
Other helpful agreeing phrases are, that is true, you are right, and I think so too. Try saying that last one with us. I think so too.
Using these small blocks keeps the tennis game going, you sound fluent, and you buy your brain time to relax.
And when the conversation finishes, you want to leave a good impression. We use friendly expressions to end the chat.
Right.
If they paid you a compliment, you can say, that made my day. Let's practice that. That made my day. It means their kindness made your whole day feel wonderful.
If they did a favor for you, you can say, I appreciate it. If they gave you some helpful news, say, thanks for letting me know.
Very polite.
Yeah, and if they thank you, a lovely response is, you are welcome anytime. Finally, to walk away smoothly, just say, it was nice talking to you.
It is nice talking to you. It works in every single situation. Okay, so catching up with friends is wonderful. But, real life is not always perfect weather and free vacations.
That is very true.
Life is messy. Mistakes happen. What happens when the conversation breaks down because you simply do not understand what someone said?
This is the moment most language learners fear the most. But native speakers mishear things every single day. The difference is they have a toolkit of phrases ready to handle it smoothly.
My first instinct, if I don't understand, is just to say, what? Or, I don't understand. But our source material suggests we should avoid just saying, what? Why is that?
Because English culture relies heavily on politeness. Just saying what can sound a little aggressive.
Like you are mad.
Right, as if you were angry at the other person for speaking poorly. We prefer to soften the moment. A fantastic phrase for this is, I did not catch that.
Let's unpack the mechanics of that phrase. I did not catch that. You are treating their words like a ball.
Exactly, the tennis game again.
They threw the ball, but you failed to catch it. You are taking the blame, which makes the other person feel comfortable repeating themselves. Let's shadow this one carefully. Listen to hear how the words flow together. I didn't catch that.
Notice how the T sound didn't almost disappear, so I didn't catch that. You can also use, could you say that again?
What if you heard the words perfectly, but you still don't understand?
Oh, if the idea makes no sense to you, you can ask, what do you mean?
Repeat that one with me. What do you mean? And if the person is just speaking way too fast, you can politely ask, can you speak a little slower?
Perfect. Or if you see a word on a sign and you want to learn it, you ask, how do you pronounce that?
These phrases are like safety nets, aren't they?
They really are. When you have them memorized as solid blocks, you do not have to panic when you get confused. You just use your safety net.
Let's move to another messy reality. Delays. Here's a scenario that causes me massive stress.
Oh boy.
I'm supposed to meet you at a cafe at 2:00 p.m. It is now 1:55 p.m. I haven't even found my keys yet. I need to send you a message.
You definitely need some daily life phrases for running late.
I pull out my phone. I could type a long explanation about my keys and the traffic, but instead I just type one block. I type, I am running late.
I am running late. It is simple, it is honest, and it is all the information the other person needs.
Let's shadow that. I'm running late. Then I might follow up with, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Or I might use my absolute favorite phrase on the whole list.
Which one?
I'm on my way. I call this one a magic spell.
A magic spell. Explain the psychology behind that.
Well, when you tell someone I'm on my way, it instantly shifts their mood. They go from feeling ignored to feeling like a priority.
That is so true.
Even if you are literally still tying your shoes in your living room, the phrase, I'm on my way, makes the person waiting feel completely respected.
It creates a sense of forward motion. Let's have the listener try it.
Yeah.
Imagine you are rushing out the door. Say it out loud, I'm on my way.
Now let's flip the scenario. I am the one waiting at the cafe. You send me a message that you are late. I want to be a kind friend. What do I text back to relieve your stress?
The absolute best response is, take your time, or don't worry about it.
Take your time. Shadow that with me, nice and relaxed. Take your time. It basically means, please do not drive dangerously. I have coffee. I am happy.
So your magic text work. You arrive safely at the cafe, the friendly greetings are over, and now you face a new kind of pressure.
The counter.
Exactly. You are at the counter, and the barista is staring at you, waiting for your order. You have to transact.
Buying things in a second language can feel incredibly tense. My brain wants to just say, give me a coffee, please. I said please, so it should be polite, right?
It is understandable, but give me still sounds like a command. It sounds like an order from a boss.
Yeah.
In English, we soften our requests by asking questions, usually using words like can or could.
So what is the best phrase?
The most important phrase block for shops is, can I have?
Can I have a coffee? Can I have a menu? Let's practice that rhythm. Can I have?
You can also use, I would like to order, for example, I would like to order a sandwich, please.
And when you are completely finished with your meal at a restaurant, you say, could I get the bill, please? Try repeating that one. Could I get the bill, please?
Let's do another listener quiz. Imagine you are at the cash register. You want to pay with your plastic credit card, not with paper money.
Okay, good scenario.
Which phrase from our list would you use to ask if this is allowed?
Think about it. You are holding your card. You need a short question.
You simply ask, do you take cards?
Let's shadow that. Do you take cards? Much better than holding your card up and pointing at it silently.
Definitely.
And if you are paying with cash, let's say you hand them a $10 bill for an $8 coffee. You want them to keep the extra $2 as a tip. You just say, keep the change.
Keep the change. It is short, polite, and very natural.
Okay, the stress is over. We have our coffee, we used our shopping phrases perfectly, and now we sit down at the table. I ask you how your English studies are going. It is time for phrases about talking about yourself.
When talking about your skills, honesty is the best policy. You don't have to pretend to be perfect. You can proudly say, I am still learning.
I am still learning. Try saying that. I am still learning. I love another one from the list. I am trying my best. It shows that you are putting in the effort.
If you are seeing progress, you can say, I am getting better. But if you feel anxious speaking, just admit it. You can say, I am a little nervous.
Saying I am a little nervous is actually a superpower, I think.
How so?
Because the moment you say it, the native speaker will instantly become more patient and helpful. It just works.
That is a great tip. And if you feel good, you can smile and say, I am really excited.
Now, as you continue talking, your friend might ask for your thoughts on a topic. Our source guide includes a section on everyday opinions.
Right. Phrases like, I do not think so, or maybe. But let's look at one specific phrase. It depends.
I want to push back on this one. Is it okay to just answer a question with, it depends? For example, if someone asks me, do you like living in this city? And I say, it depends. Am I just being lazy? Am I avoiding the question?
Not at all. It depends. It's a highly functional phrase because real life is complicated.
That makes sense.
Maybe you love the city in the summer, but you hate it in the winter. Saying, it depends, shows that there are conditions to your answer. It is a very sophisticated native way to start your explanation.
Oh, I see. Let's shadow it. It depends. We also have, I am not sure, and I hope so. For example, will you pass your English test? I hope so.
These opinion phrases work perfectly with the final group of words on our list today.
Yeah.
We call these natural English fillers.
Fillers. I like to think of these as the shock absorbers of conversation.
Shock absorbers.
Yeah, when your brain hits a bump and you need a second to think, these phrases smooth out the ride so the conversation does not crash.
That is a great way to picture it. They give your brain a pause, but they make you sound incredibly fluent while you are pausing. A perfect example is, to be honest.
If someone asks me a hard question, I can buy myself 3 seconds of thinking time just by slowly saying, well, to be honest. Let's try shadowing that. To be honest.
Another great shock absorber is, by the way. You use this when you suddenly remember a new topic you want to add. Like, by the way, I saw your brother yesterday.
By the way, what if we are trying to make a choice? Say, we are choosing between watching a comedy or an action movie. I don't have a strong opinion. I can just use the block. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It means both options are perfectly fine with me. And if you are trying to solve a problem, like figuring out what time the train leaves, you can say, let's see, where's the schedule?
Let's see. It shows the other person that you are actively searching for an answer. And finally, perhaps the most comforting phrase on the entire list, we will figure it out.
We will figure it out. It is a promise. It means we have a problem right now, but we are going to find the solution together. Do not panic. We will figure it out.
Let's shadow that together with feeling. We'll figure it out. Okay, we have covered so much ground today. We greeted friends, we handled delays and misunderstandings, we bought coffee politely, and we shared our opinions using shock absorbers.
I did a lot.
But reading a list is not the same as changing your habits.
Exactly. Knowing the phrases is only step one. Let's go back to the core philosophy of our source text. Fluency is not about memorizing thousands of isolated dictionary words.
Right.
It is about taking a small number of highly useful phrase blocks and using them over and over until they are automatic.
To help you make these automatic, we are giving you a challenge straight from the source material. We call it the 24-hour challenge. Here are the rules. Do not try to memorize everything we practiced today. Instead, choose just 5 phrases from this deep dive. Only 5.
Maybe you choose, I'm on my way, and I didn't catch that, and to be honest, pick the 5 that feel the most useful for your actual life.
Tomorrow, you can choose 5 more. But for the next 24 hours, your goal is to use at least 3 of today's phrases out loud. You can use them with an English-speaking friend, but you don't even need a partner.
No, you don't. You can write them in a journal. Or, honestly, you can just speak them out loud to yourself while you're washing the dishes.
Just talking to yourself.
Yeah. Let's see. While you look for a clean plate, the physical act of speaking the block out loud builds muscle memory.
Every single time you use one of these blocks without doing the grammar math, your confidence is going to grow. You will start to feel the rhythm of the language.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder. A kind of paradigm shift about how you view language.
I love these. Let's hear it.
Take a moment to think about your native language, the language you have spoken since you were a child. How much of your daily speech is actually unique, original sentences?
Oh, wow. That is a wild thought. When I speak my first language at home or at the store, I am mostly just recycling the exact same greetings, the exact same reactions, and the exact same jokes day after day.
We all do. We rely on ready-made phrases in our native languages constantly because it is efficient and comfortable. So if that is how you naturally speak your first language, why would you force yourself to treat English any differently?
You shouldn't. You do not need to build the car from scratch while you are driving down the highway. Leave the frantic grammar math behind. Take these phrase blocks, put the keys in the ignition, and just drive.
Enjoy the ride. With a little shadowing and practice, you will figure it out.
We will figure it out together. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Choose your 5 phrases today, keep practicing out loud, and we will catch up with you next time.